So this is event 551, which is the female 50 meters butterfly, and this is going to be swum in a lot of heats. This is heat 1, swimmers in lanes 3, 4 and 5. So we're getting underway as quickly as we can. Catherine Hatherley is in lane 3. She's a 10-year-old. Then the other two are 11. Mariella Thorne in lane 4 from Ware. Catherine's from Hatfield. And lane 5 is Sakura Yamada Orr, who is from St Albans. The 10-year-old turning now at around about 24 seconds, 25 seconds. At the moment it's Mariella in the lead. She's got an entry time of 44 seconds, so looking like she's going to be well inside that. Let's look at Mariella's time as she touches, about 40.31. Sakura entered also at 44, goes 43.48, and Catherine entered 45, going to be only just outside that. And Catherine touches and completes that heat. This is heat 2 of the 50 meters butterfly. Addison Lamb is in lane 1. They're all 11 apart from lane 4 who's 10. So Addison Lamb in lane 1 from Harpenden, Scarlett Ormond in lane 2 from Cheshunt. Lane 3, Tilly Howes from Verulam. Lane 4 is Maya Valencia, who is from Hoddesdon. She's the 10-year-old. Lane 5 is Charlotte Dixon, who's from Hitchin. Lane 6, Martha Mellors, who's from Verulam. Lane 7, Amelie Desimule, who's from Verulam. And lane 8 is Yana Patel, who's from Bishop Stortford. Great battle in the middle of the pool between Maya in 4 and Charlotte in 5. Very, very close behind. Difficult to tell as 4 swimmers are going to touch together. But as they touch there, 41.17. First to touch was Maya Valencia. Second, Charlotte Dixon, 41.3. And third, Martha Mellors, 41.62. Heat 3 of the 50 meters butterfly. Elise Dochin in lane 1 is 12 from Costa. Lane 2 is the fastest 10-year-old entry in the event, Where's Ashley Worth. She's entered 40.57. Lane 3 is Darcy Kader, who's 12 from Berkhamsted. 4, Angela Pavana, 12 from Potters Bar. 5 is Yin Hai Chang, who is 12 from Bishop Stortford. Then 11-year-old Freya Keeling in lane 6 from Ware. 2 more 12-year-olds, Sophia Staccato in lane 7 from Costa, and Rickmansworth Cara Michael in lane 8. Looks like it's going to be Ashley Worth, the 10-year-old, who's going to take this. Excellent swim. Ashley's time 38.47. Great swim by her. Second touch to Angela Pavana, 39.65. Heat 4 of the 50 meters butterfly. Savannah Smith in lane 1 is 12 from Potters Bar. Lane 2 is Rose McKern, who is 13 from Verulam. Lane 3, Sophie Tom, 12 from Ware. Lane 4 is Alana Colborne, who is 13 from Rickmansworth. Lane 5, Ava Shelloff, who is 13 from Elmer Hempstead. Lane 6, Martha Crompton, 13 from Hoddesdon. Then two 12-year-olds complete the lineup. 7 is Dorothea Ward from Bushy, and 8 is Isla Austin from Hemel. Great swim in the middle of the pool here in lane 5 by Ava. Into the 37.79, also going well as Rose in lane 2. Ava's time 34.52, taking that heat. Second to touch there was Rose McKern in 35.93. A notice of disqualification, event 551, heat 2, lane 4. Event 551, heat 2, lane 4, disqualified for a technical infraction. Heat 5 of 50 metres butterfly. Emily Mailer is in lane 1, she's 13 from Watford. Lane 2, Sophie Peterson is 12 from Stevenage. Lane 3, Isabel Cartwright is 13 from Hoddesdon. Lane 4, Chloe Wan, who is 13 from Costa. Lane 5, Amber Smith, who is 12 from Costa. Lane 6 is Natalie Herbst, who's 13 from Costa. Lane 7, Jasmine Hunt, 13 from Stevenage. And finally, Esme Hui in lane 8 is 12 from Watford. Leading the way is Isabel Cartwright from Hoddesdon into 36.8. Goes 34.71, 2 seconds inside her entry time. Second to touch there, Chloe Wan at 36.80. Heat 6 of the 50 metres butterfly. Alison Liu, 13-year-old from Watford in lane 1. Lane 2, Phoebe Hickford, 13 from Hartford. Lane 3 is Florence Fawcett, 14 from Hitchin. 4, Isla Black, 15 from Costa. 5, Lucy Alexander, 15 years old from Harpenden. Lane 6, Charlotte Doddymead, who's 14 from Royston. Lane 7 is Neve Ives, who is 12 from Hatfield. And lane 8 is Giasoni, who's 13 from City of St Albans. It's Lucy Alexander from Harpenden in the lead here. Close behind her though, very close indeed. Lucy Alexander takes it, time of 34.54. Second just was Charlotte Doddymead, whose time was 35.59. Heat 7 of the 50 metres butterfly. Charlotte Douglas in lane 1 is 12 from Costa. Lane 2, Lois Fields, 13 from Bishop's Stortford. 3, Araya Chaudhary, who's 14 from Bushy. Lane 4, Macy Sill, who is 14 from Ware. The rest are 14 as well. Poppy Aldry in lane 5 from Berkhamsted. Lane 6 is Tiana Tang, who's from St Albans. Lane 7, Phoebe Wade from Cheshunt. Lane 8, Mebe Clinch from St Albans. 3 swimmers are all going to touch together, and as they touch, wow, that was really, really close. Mebe Clinch gets it, 33.85. Second to touch, Macy Sill, 33.88. 0.05 of a second behind her. Heat 8 of the 50 metres butterfly. Darcy Waller in lane 1 is 14 from Stevenage. Lane 2, Rose Llewellyn, who is 15 from Berkhamsted. Lane 3, Charlotte Lyon, 16 from Stevenage. And her teammate, Holly Cuthbert, in lane 4 is 16 as well. Lane 5, Grace Barnes, who's 16 from Rickmansworth. Then 3 14-year-olds. In lane 6 is Jessica Hutchins from Ware. Lane 7, Evie Butterworth from Tring. And lane 8, Grace Cracknell from Watford. Evie Butterworth is right up there at the moment. 2 or 3 swimmers close to her, but Evie's going to take it in a time of 33.76. Second to touch, Charlotte Lyon 34.12, and third, Grace Barnes 34.4. Notes of disqualification: event 551, heat 6, lane 5. Event 551, heat 6, lane 5, disqualified for a technical infraction. Heat 9 of the 50 metres butterfly. Mia Nelson is in lane 1. She's 13 from Cheshunt. Then lane 2 is Anna Patrick-Wanga, who's 16 from Cheshunt. Lane 3 is Neve Holland, who's 13 from Hitchin. Lane 4, Lily Wayland, who is 15 from Berkhamsted. 5 is Zara Rent, 15 from Hartford. 6, Megan Randall, 13 from Royston. 7, Holly Malfoy, 15 from Costa. Lane 8 is Ely Keeling, who's 15 from Ware. 3 swimmers in a row here. Lily and Zara in 4 and 5 going to be close, and it is, it's actually lane 7 gets it. Holly Malfoy, well done Holly. Holly time 33.3 is the winning time. Second Zara in 33.46. Can we have the 50 metres backstrokers, please? People swimming in the 50 metres backstroke, can they make their way to the marshalling area, please? 50 metres backstroke to the marshalling area, please. Heat 10 of the 50 metres butterfly. Erin Matthews in lane 1 is 15 from Bishop Stortford. 2 is Bronwyn Fuller, 13 from Hartford, youngest in this heat. Lane 3 is Zoe Oppie, who's 15 from Bishop Stortford. Lane 4, Susanna Reid, 15 from Costa. 5 is Lauren King, 16 from Royston. 6, Lucy Peterson, 15 from Stevenage. 7, Megan Reeder, 15 from Watford. Lane 8 is Sienna Condola, who's 14 from Bushy. Getting close race, but Lauren King looks like she may take this. And she does. Lauren takes a time of 33.35. Second to touch there was Megan Reeder at 33.79, and third, Zoe Oppie. $50 metres backstrokers, can they make their way to the marshalling area, please? Boys to the 50 back to the marshalling area, please. Heat 11 of the 50 metres butterfly. Trisha Tappery in lane 1 is 16 from Watford. Lane 2, Caroline Sedgwick, 15 from Alpenden. Lane 3, Trisha Abadwala Lawal, who's 14 from Potters Bar. In 4 is Ruby May Chiaboro, who's 14 from Watford. Lane 5, Gigi Rabetchik-Smith, who's 14 from Costa. Lane 6, Tabitha Bayliss, 14 from St Albans. Lane 7, Tia Robertson's 14 from St Albans, and then Ava Taroni O'Hara is 15 from Potters Bar in lane 8. It's going to be another lane 4 win. Touching first, it's Ruby May in a time of 32.12. Second to touch was Trisha Tapper in 32.71. Third, Caroline Sedgwick, 33.04. Heat 12 of the 50 metres butterfly. Alexandra Javinska in lane 1 is 15 from Pottersbar. Lane 2 is Kwai Yanchan, who's 15 from Bishop Stortford. Lane 3, Mercy Adiole, who's 15 from Hatfield. Lane 4 is Charlotte Stewart, who's 12 from Costa. Lane 5 is Axinia Ivanova, who's 16 from Pottersbar. Lane 6, Sophia Dixon, who's 14 from Hoddesdon. Lane 7, Summer Iverson, who's 15 from Watford. And 16-year-old Cheshunt's Isabel Mullings is in lane 8. As they touch, it's 32.44. Charlotte Stewart gets that touch ahead of Summer Iverson, who's at 32.98, half a second behind. Heat 13 of the 50 metres butterfly. Cassandra Pereira in lane 1 is 14 from Hatfield. Lane 2, Rachel Carpenter, 17 from Ware. Lane 3, Caitlin Walters, 17 from Berkhamsted. Lane 4 is Anna Zatinskaya, who's 13 from Verulam, the 13-year-old amongst this lot. Lane 5 is Rosie Hadfield, who's 18 from Verulam. Lane 6, Sophie Green, 17 from Hatfield. Then two 16-year-olds, Chloe Alton in 7 from Pottersbar, and B. Grant in 8 from Royston. Again, as they come through to touch, first to touch there, Sophie Green, the time of 32.17, and second Rachel Carpenter, 32.41. Heat 14 of the 50 metres butterfly. Antonia Elias is in lane 1, who's 15 from Hatfield. Lane 2, Valentina Tinarello, who's 14 from Pottersbar. 3, Jasmine Pereira, who's 16 from Hatfield. 4, Jemima Cross, who's 16 from Hitchinson. 5 is Liliana Sapala, 14 from Hoddesdon. Lane 6, Angelica Lazaskate, who's 16 from Watford. Her teammate, Amy Harper, is in 7, she's 17. And then Leila Juravekius is in lane 8, and she's 16 from Harpenden. It's Liliana Sapala from Hoddesdon, 32.2 entry time. Going to take this in 31.32, so nearly a second inside her entry time. Jasmine Pereira is second in 31.95. Heat 15 of the girls' 50 metres butterfly. Nell Costa in lane 1 is 16 from Berkhamsted. 2, Oksana Wojciech-Jarcic, who's 18 from Verulam. Lane 3, Anna Beverstock, who is 15 from Hatfield. Lane 4, Verity Future, who's 14 from Costa. Lane 5 is Katie Jeffrey, who's senior swimmer from Hatfield. Lane 6, Jasmine Scott, 13 from Costa and amongst the more experienced swimmers. Alice Longman in 7 is 17 from Bishop Stortford, and Martha Duncan in lane 8, 17 from Verulam. First to touch, 13.03 is Katie Jeffrey, and second Verity Future, 31.17. Heat 16 of the girls' 50 metres butterfly. Polly Munson in lane 1 is 17 from Cheshunt, lane 2 Holly Enright is 17 from Watford, lane 3 Sophie Clark is a senior swimmer from Hitchin, lane 4 Emma Fields 18 from Bishop Stortford, lane 5 is Kate Hopper who's 17 from Berkhamsted, 6 Summer Boswell 16 from Hatfield, 7 is Isabella Savage who's 15 from Potters Park, and Sophie Stelmarch in lane 8 is 15 from Stevenage. Storming away here, fastest entrant Emma enters at 28.7, goes 29.14. She's got a final to come. 30.43. Second there was Kate Hopper. Seventeenth heat of the girls, 50 metres butterfly. Megan Gray in 1 is 17 from Hatfield, lane 2 is Tia Gregory, is 16 from Stevenage, lane 3 Eva Ives who's 15 from Hatfield, lane 4 Charlotte Williams, 18 from Hatfield, lane 5 Amy Borum, 18 from Watford, lane 6 is Lucy Crocker who's a senior swimmer from Stevenage, lane 7 is Amy Whitton who's 15 from Hatfield, and lane 8 Madison Whittaker who is a senior swimmer from Watford. Coming up to the end, it's going to be Charlotte's going to take it. She ends at 28.58. Easy swim for her, 29.24. Second to touch there was Amy Borum in 30.26. So that completes the girls' 50 butterfly. The next event is the backstroke. If you could make your way out to the pool, please, Summers. Can you leave the pool, please? So event 552 is the open 50 metres backstroke, and it is going to be swum in 14 heats. And this is heat number 1 of the 50 metres backstroke. Archie Dawson is in lane 1, he's 11 from Hitchin. Lane 2, Hugo Redall, who's 11 from Burlham. 3, Charlie Pritchard, 10-year-old from Stevenage. Lane 4 is Charlie Robinson, who's 11 from Tring. Lane 5, Maxwell Carter. Max is 11 from Costa. Lane 6, Dewey Fordyce, who's 11 from Berkhamsted. Then another 10-year-old, 2 of them in this. Albert Saunders in lane 7, he's from Verulam. 10 and 11-year-old combined age group, so no benefit being 11 or 10. This is lane 4, fastest entrant. Charlie Robinson entered 41.94, going to take it. Charlie Pritchard's right behind him. Charlie Robinson does take it in a time of 40.08. Charlie Pritchard second, 41.13. So 2 very good times. Clear the pool, please. Clear the pool, please, Summers. Heat 2 of the 50 metres backstroke. Viertucker in lane 1 is 11 from Watford. Lane 2 is 12-year-old Aaron Rawlinson from Harpenden. Lane 3, Julian Vanier, 10 years old from Hatfield. He looks like he's the fastest 10-year-old entered in the event at 40.93. Lane 4, Tom Gilbert, who's 12 from Watford. 5 is Oscar Chow, 12 from Costa. Lane 6, Samuel Oldcroft, who's 12 from Tring. Then another 11-year-old, Hertford's Leo Sims in lane 7. And in lane 8, Cameron Davis, who's 12 from Watford. Lane 6 storming this, Samuel Oldcroft, 12-year-old from Tring, entered at 41 seconds. He's going to take it. Great battle behind. 3 swimmers touching all together. Samuel Oldcroft's winning time, 38.31. Second was Tom Gilbert, 39.87, which was just ahead of third place. In one backup time, we're going to pick up there, Leo Sims, 41.4. Clear the pool, please. Clear you clear to the side, please, swimmers. Clear the pool, please. Heat 3 of the 50 metres backstroke. Gene Atwell is 12 years old in lane 1 from Hartford. Lane 2, Charles Hallam, 11 years old from Harpenden. Lane 3, Fox Foster, 12 from Hatfield. Lane 4 is Archer Lamb, who's 13 from Harpenden. Lane 5, Harry Morris, 12 from Watford. Lane 6 is Charlie Hamilton, who's 12 from Potters Bar. 7, another 11-year-old, Verulam's Max Hart. And lane 8 is Ching Yao, who's 12 from Hatfield. It's lane 4 just ahead of, in the far side, it's probably lanes 7 and 6, but also coming through lane 2, Charles Hallam coming through strongly, but hanging on to it, Archer Lamb in lane 4 takes it, 38.51. Ahead of the fast finish from Charles Hallam in 39.09 seconds. Can you clear the pool, please, swimmers? Can you make your way out of the pool, please? Make your way out of the pool, please, swimmers. This is heat 4 of the men's 50 metres backstroke. Mark Bensagi is in lane 1, he's 11 from Watford. Lane 2 is Luca Caprozzi, who's 11 from Elm Hempstead. Lane 3 is George Sims, who's 11 from Hartford. And then 2 13-year-olds. In 4, Ethan Garbett from Hartford. Lane 5 is Matthew Jackson from Stevenage. Lane 6 is James Winter, who's 12 from Stevenage. Lane 7, Harry Earl. Harry is 13 from Ware. And finally, another 11-year-old, Tring's Jake Nell, is in lane 8. And he's right up there. At the moment, we've got Jake Nell and Harry Earl in lanes 8 and 7, but in the middle of the pool in lane 4, Ethan Garbett, who's going to take it. Ethan takes the time 37.84. Second was Harry Earl in 37.93. Luca Caprozzi came through there to get third in 38.64. Clear the pool, swimmers. Clear the pool, please. Heat 5 of the 50 metres backstroke. Hugo Harley in lane 1 is 12 from Watford. Lane 2 his teammate Montgomery Brewster. Lane 3 is Todd Long, who's 12 from Hatfield. Lane 4 William Lyons, 14 from Watford. Lane 5 Dragomir Katorabani, who's 14 from Hemel Hempstead. Lane 6 is Alfie Ritchie, who's 13 from Costa. Lane 7 Milo Malloy, 12 from Costa. Lane 8 is Edward Beard, 13 from Verulam. Bit of a spearhead in this one. We've got lanes 4 and 5. William Lyons in 4 and Dragomir in lane 5. And also going well, Hugo in 1. But touching first is William Lyons, a time of 36.12. Dragomir in lane 5 got second there in 36.25. Clear the pool, please. Can you make your way out of the side of the pool, please, swimmers? Clear the pool, please. We have the swimmers for the 200 metres freestyle make their way to the marshalling area, please. Swimmers for the 200 freestyle start to make their way to the marshalling area, please. Heat 6 of the 50 metres backstroke. Luigi Gebreoni is in lane 1, he's 14 from Cheshunt. Lane 2 is Guillaume Narabajala, who's 14 from Potters Bar. Lane 3, Max Perry is 12 from Watford. Lane 4, Finn Carey is 14 from Stevenage. 5, Charles Hodgson, who's 12 from Costa. Lane 6 is Joseph Bagshaw, 14 from Stevenage. Lane 7, Lenny Luckman Hicks, who's 14 from Hemel. And lane 8 is Andrew Klabu, who's 14 from Watford. As they touch, first to touch is Joseph Bagshaw in a time of 34.62. Second is Finn Carey, 35.6. Can you clear the pool, please? Clear the pool, please, swimmers. Swimmers for the 200 metre freestyle, please, to the marshalling area. Swimmers for 200 metres freestyle need to go to the marshalling area, please. Heat 7 of the open 50 metres backstroke. Ethan Brown is in 1, he's 15 from Welwyn Garden. Lane 2 is Matej Guerin, who's 15 from Verulam. Lane 3, Oliver Green, 15 from Costa. Lane 4, Josh Tiak, who's 15 from Tring. Lane 5 is Sebastian Caccioli, who's 15 from Tring. Lane 6, Lewis Hockenberg, who's 15 from Potters Bar, lane 7. Frankie Francis, 14 from Harpenden, and lane 8 is Elliot Hall, 14 from Bishop Stortford. Joshua Tiak's going to take this one. Very close behind though again. Joshua takes it 33.59. Second touch, Elliot Hall, 34.51. Can you clear the pool, please, Summers? Clear to the side, please. Clear the pool, please. Heat number 8 of the 50 metres backstroke. Lane 1 is Evan Slade, who's 14 from Tring. Lane 2 is William Andrews, 15 from Royston. 3, Charlie Stott, who's 15 from St Albans. Lane 4, James Hallam, who's 14 from Upton. Lane 5 is George Reeves, who's 15 from Ware. Lane 6, Matthew Lynch, 14 from Potters Bar. Lane 7 is Findlay Barber, 15 from Potters Bar. And lane 8 is Henry Martin, who's 15 from Harpenden. Close at the moment, looks like it's James in 4, and over the far side, lane 7, Finlay. And that is the 1-2. James Hallam takes it, time of 32.83. Findlay Barber, second, 33.22. Can you clear the pool, please, Summers? Can you make your way out of the pool, please? Have 2 notices of disqualification, both in event 552. Heat 4, lane 1. Event 552, heat 4, lane 1. And event 552, heat 6, lane 2. Event 552, heat 6, lane 2. Both disqualified for technical infractions. Heat 9 of the 50 metres backstroke. Milo Brett in lane 1 is 15 from Hitchin. Lane 2, William Ward, 15 from Hoddesdon. Lane 3, Alexander Bordenti, who's 15 from Potters Bar. Lane 4, Daniel Humphreys, who's 15 from Stevenage. After all those 15-year-olds, in lane 5 is Konstantin Kaliafas, who's 13 from Watford. Lane 6 is Chukin Lau, who's 14 from Costa. Lane 7 is Thomas Johnson, 14 from Bradford. And another 13-year-old, Jacob Chen, in lane 8 from Watford. Looks like it's Alexander Mordenti who's going to get there. Just. Alexander Mordenti touches first, 32.04. Second, Konstantin Kaliafas, who's 32.36. Clear the pool, please, Summers. Clear the pool, please. Heat 10 of the 50 metres backstroke. So only 6 swimmers on the blocks for this one. Ben Hunwick in lane 1 is 15 from Tring. Lane 2 is Alexander Gregor, who's 16 from Stevenage. No swimmers in 3 and 4. In 5 we've got Luke Bernard, who's 15 from Costa. 6, Ozan Fenny, who's 17 from Verulam. Lane 7 is Chun Ho Chan, who's 15 from Watford. Lane 8, Alfie Whitmore, who is Whitemore, who's 16 from Hoddesdon. Looks like it's going to be Luke Bernard to take this, but it's going to be close. He does just take it. Luke at 31.67. Second the touch, Ben Hunwick at 31.88. Clear the pool, please, Summers. You make your way out to the pool, please. That was very close. This is heat 11 of the 50 metres backstroke. Oliver Solomon in lane 1 is 18 from Tring. Lane 2 is Aitken Toe, 18 from Ware. Lane 3, Thomas Mayo, 17 from Costa. Lane 4 is Rufus Kelly, is 14 from Outfield. Lane 5, James Gibson, 16 from Watford. Lane 6, Charlie Cropley is 18 from Hitchin. Lane 7, Alfie Bullock. Alfie's 16 from Cheshunt. And then we've got a 15-year-old Parker Brewster in lane 8 from Harpenden. So a 14-year-old in lane 4. Look how close this is. All the swimmers are going to be touching together. That really was close. Parker Brewster takes it, 30.85. And second 31.07 was, looks like it was Alfie Bullock. Clear the pool, please, swimmers. Clear the pool, please. Third there was lane 5, then fourth lane 4, fifth lane 1, sixth lane 6 and seventh lane 2, just for those people looking on the live feed. Heat 12 of the 50 metres backstroke. Heat 12 underway. Kabir Patel in lane 1 is 15 from Polis Bar. Lane 2, William Preston's 19 from Bushy. 3, Hayden Thornhill, 18 from Hoddesdon. 4, Jacob Hayes, 17 from Bushy Stortford. Lane 5, Lucas Hartley, 17 from Atford. He's got 3 teammates alongside. In 6 is Samuel Jeffrey, who's 17. 7, Liam Rumble, is 19. And lane 8 is Rowan Meyer Brown, who is 18. Some tactical swimming here as well, as we see who touches. All 3 touching together. Look how close that was, a few hundreds between them. Hayden Thornhill gets it 29.32, Jacob Hayes second 29.4, and third was Liam Rumble 29.46. Clear the pool please, swimmers, clear the pool please. Make your way to the side of the pool. Heat 13 of the 50 metres backstroke. William Rogers in lane 1, 14 from Watford, 2 Harrison Odie, who's 17 from Huddersfield, 3 Thomas Lydiard, 18 from Ware, 4 Alexander Clevermore, who's 18 from Costa, 5 Ashley Coombs, senior swimmer from Bushley, 6 Rafferty May, 16 from Watford, 7 Hugo Rebecca Smith, who's 16 from Costa, and 8 Dylan Davenport, 15 from Bishop Stortford. Middle of the pool, both touching together, 28.7, 28.39. First to touch there was actually Ashley Coombs ahead of Alexander Clevermore. Third was Thomas Lydiard, 29.29. Clear the pool, please, swimmers. Clear the pool, please. Clear the pool. Fourteenth and final heat of the 50 metres backstroke. Zach Fellows in 1 is 15 from Costa. Lane 2, Charlie Stanbury, 19 from Potters Bar. Lane 3, Jake Moore, 18 from Potters Bar. Lane 4 is Matthew Aldred, 19 from Watford. Lane 5, Toby Martin, 17 from Albion. 6, James Renton, 18 from Potters Bar. Lane 7, Jack Barnard, 19 from Watford. Lane 8 is Maxwell Hosier. Max is 15 from Hoddesdon. Comfortable, easy swim for Matthew Aldred, as we would expect, under 26 and goes 27.5. 28.97. Second to touch was Jake Moore. Third there, Toby Martin, 29.07. Can you clear the pool, please, Summers? Can you clear the pool, please? The next event in the pool is the female 200 metres freestyle, and this is going to be swum in 13 heats. This is heat number 1 of the 200 metres freestyle. Marianne Hasten-So is in lane 2. She's 11 from Hitch. In lane 3 is Ashley Worth, who's 10 from Ware, 2 10-year-olds in this one. Lane 4 is Olivia Daniel, who's 11 from Berlin. Lane 5 is Amelie Desimu, who's 11 from Berlin. Lane 6, Sakura Yamadaro, who's 11 from St Albans. Another 10-year-old, Catherine Atherley, is in lane 7. So the early leaders, lanes 3 and 4 are Ashley Worth and Olivia Daniel, who are pretty nearly together. Olivia fractionally ahead of Ashley at the moment. Third place is coming up to this halfway checkpoint is Amelie. But let's look at the two leaders. Ashley and Olivia both turning together at 120 at halfway. 125 for Amelie, and then 127 for Hassan, 130 for Sakura, 132 for Kathleen Hathley at halfway. Now just stretching it out in this third 50, that's the one to try and break your way clear. And it's Olivia Daniel, who's just got herself now a body length or so from Ashley Worth. Olivia turns now 2:04, 2 seconds clear of Ashley at 2:06. Amelie turning next at 2:12. Haysan turning at, didn't get that one, about 2:18, 2:19 it's come up at. And then 2:22 for Catherine. Into the last 10 metres. Olivia Daniel ahead of Ashley Worth. Ashley is catching her, but very slowly. Olivia is going to get this. Touches first. Time of 2:46.26. Ashley Worth, who was closing in on her at the end there, but couldn't get there, 2:47.54 in second. Third to touch there is Amelie in 2:56.35. Next will be Haysan in 3:03, and then Sakura 3:06 and Catherine 3:08. Heat 2 of the female 200 metres freestyle. Amelia Bale in lane 1 is 12 from Hitchin. Lane 2 is an 11-year-old, fastest 11-year-old entrant from Hitchin, Charlotte Dixon, entered at 2:49. Lane 3 is Addison Summers, who's 12 from Costa. Lane 4, Mia Monksworth, who's 12 from Berkhamsted. Lane 5 is Anna Lucia Gonzalez Blankenship, who's from Costa, she's 12. Lane 6 is Lily Chappell, who's 12 from Royston. And 2 more 12-year-olds, Angela Pavana in 7 from Polisbar, and Elise Stochin in 8 from Costa. First to turn is going to be Lily, who turns at 35.73. A lot more on 36s and 37s. Last to turn there, 40 seconds. In the lead still, though, coming up towards the halfway point, Lily Chappell from Royston. Entered at 2:49. Let's see where she is at halfway as they come up. Mia Monksworth is second at the moment with Amelia Bale, but leader turns 1:16, Lily Chappell, and then 1:17, 1:18 for Mia, and then Amelia Bale, and then 1:18.7 also for Addison Summers, 1:20 for Lucia. But this is a really good swim out in the front here by Royston's Lily Chappell. Entered at 2:49, and she's going to have a really good, powerful swim here. 2 to go. Still got 2 lengths to go. Now going into the lead in lane 4 is Mia Monksworth from Berkhamsted. And Mia taken over now, into 2:47. She's under pressure from Addison Summers. And behind her is Amelia Bale and Charlotte Dixon. These 4 now clear, having miscounted in lane 6. Mia Monksworth, Berkhamsted comes in, touches first, 2:41. Sorry, Mia Monksworth, 2:41.36. Second was Addison Summers, 2:42.77. And third, Charlotte Dixon, 2:43.61. Real shame, Lily there miscounting, way in the lead, and that's a real shame. Heat 3 of the 200 metres freestyle. Lane 1 is Savannah Smith, who's 12 from Polisbar. Lane 2, Sophie Peterson, 12 from Stevenage. Rachel Ord is in lane 3, 13 from Bushy. Lane 4, Isla Cayley is 12 from Watford. Lane 5, Emily Porter, 13 from Hartford. Then 3 more 12-year-olds, Esme Hui in 6 from Watford, Amber Smith in 7 from Costa, and Sophia Staccato in 8 from Costa. Coming up to 50. Rachel Ord in the lead in the early stage. 34 seconds. It's Rachel Ord at the moment from Emily Porter, and then Isla Cayley. And also up there is Sophie Peterson in lane 2, just behind these 3. Coming up to halfway, and it's going to be, could be a change here at halfway. Emily Porter looks like she's going to turn first. Emily Porter does 1:14.48, 1:14.98 is Isla Cayley. 1:15 now for Rachel Ord, 1:16 for Sophie Peterson, 1:17 Sophia Staccato, 1:18 and 1:19 and 1:20 for the final 3. Going to be close. Coming up now to the final 50 metres. Got 2 lengths to go when they get to the end here. 2 more lengths to go when they get to the end. And look how close this is at the front. Isla in 4, Emily in 5, both turning together at 1:55. 1:57 for Rachel Ord right behind them. And then now Sophia Staccato, 1:59 over in lane 8. 2 minutes for Sophie Peterson, 2:01 for Savannah Smith, 2:02 for Amber Smith, and 2:03 for Esme Hui with just 50 metres to go. But now pushing on, trying to break clear on this final length. In lane 4, it's Isla Cayley. Emily in lane 5. Isla in lane 4. Isla is clear. Isla's going to hang on to this, I think. Emily can't quite get there. Isla takes it, 2:33.87. Emily right behind her at 2:34.25. And third to touch, Rachel Ord, 2:37.26. Thank you for retrieving that in lane 3. This is heat 4 of the 200 metres freestyle. Katie Ward in lane 1 is 15 from Hoddesdon. Lane 2, Lois Fields, who's 13 from Bishop Stortford. 3 is Matilda Tramontano-Wells, who's 15 from Hartford. Lane 4 is Maya Robert, who's 14 from Cheshunt. Lane 5, Daisy Humbleton, who's 13 from Bushy. Lane 6 is Lucy Barnard, who's 15 from Watford. 7 is Megan Randall, 13 from Royston. Lane 8 is Isabella Smith, who's 13 from St Albans. Early turn, Maya Robert is going to be turning first at 33. Whole raft of 34 and 35, really all very close at this stage. Now Robu just easing away a little bit. She's now got a whole body length clear of Matilda in lane 3. And lane 2 Lois, and on the other side of Ella, lane 5 Daisy. So halfway, 1:11.27 is Maya. 1:13s for 2, 5 and 3. That's Lois in 2, Daisy in 5 and Matilda in 3 in that order. 1:14s for 1, 7 and 6, which is Katie, and then Megan and then Lucy in that order. Really close little packs of swimmers. But no doubt who's in the lead. Maya Robert, Cheshunt swimmer, 2:32.65 entry time. Good finish coming in lane 2 from Lois Fields from Bishop Stortford. Lois is going to get second. She's not going to catch the leader, I don't think, unless she can get some amazing sprint in this last 50. But she is now reeling her in, and actually it's getting much, much closer. Lois Fields from Bishop Stortford now is right on Maya Robu's tail. But Maya has responded. But she's only got about a metre now. So a lot closer than we thought it was going to be. Maya has actually accelerated another little bit now, but again, Lois digs in again. Lois accelerating again, and Lois is just going to the front with just 2 metres to go. She keeps her head down, she's going to get it. 2:30 flat. Excellent last few strokes there from Lois Fields. Head down, no breathing, got there. 2:30.39 second to touch there was Maya Robu, who looked like she was away and going to win it by a long way. And third to touch there, Megan Randall, 2:31. Great race. Heat 5 of the 200 metres freestyle. Evie Jarvis Norton in lane 1 is 14 from Hemel Hempstead. Lane 2, Indy Petty is 14 from Hoddesdon. 3, Jasmine Davis, who is 14 from Watford. In fact, they're all 14. Lane 4, Poppy Audrey from Berkhamsted. 5, Charlotte Dodimead, who's from Royston. Lane 6, Amelia Kingham from Watford. Lane 7, Liliana Sapala from Hoddesdon. Lane 8, Tabitha Bayliss from Costa. All 14-year-olds in this heat. 33.47, Poppy Audrey. 34.58, about a second behind is Charlotte Dodimead, and also Jasmine Davis. So quite a spearhead formed here. This is 100 metres, halfway. Poppy's entry time 2:30, splits at 1:12, so she's pretty much on that. 1:13 for Jasmine, 1:13 also for Charlotte, 1:14 Amelia Kingham, and 2 more on 1:14 as well. But now look at this at the front together, both turning at 1:32. They're going to have 50 to go when they get to this end. But now Jasmine Davis is alongside Poppy Audrey. And Jasmine and Poppy turn absolutely together, 1:51. Behind them, 1:53s, we've got Charlotte Dodimead and Evie in lane 1. Then behind those, you've got Amelia Kingham from Watford in lane 6, also up there. But turning together, in fact, it's now fractionally Jasmine Davis ahead of Poppy Audrey. Jasmine Davis digging in hard now. Poppy Audrey is responding. Poppy's running, but also great sprint coming in from Charlotte Dodimead over in lane 6. But I don't think she's going to have enough to get there as they come through to touch. Just hanging in there is Jasmine Davis, 2:29.36. Charlotte Dodimead, really good finish, but didn't quite time it right. 2:29.75 in second place there. In fact, 2:29.75 dead heat with Evie Jarvis Norton. Looking at that again, Charlotte Dodimead, Evie Jarvis Norton dead heated for second place. Heat 6 of the 200 metres freestyle. Charlotte Stewart in lane 1 is 12 from St Albans. Lane 2 is Kira Shaw, who's 16 from Bishop Stortford. Lane 3, Lucy Alexander, who's 15 from Harpenden. 4 is Amelia Costa, who's 14 from Hatfield. Lane 5 is Prisha Tapre, who's 16 from Watford. Lane 6 is Neve Ives, who's 12 from Hatfield. Lane 7, Mansum So, who is 14 from Itchin, and Abigail John in lane 8 is 14 from Stevenage. Charlotte Stewart's gone out fast in lane 1. entered at 2:28, splits at 31.16 after 50. Going after her, Kira Shaw in lane 2, 33, and also over in lane 5 is Prisha Tapre. But Charlotte's continuing at that pace. Charlotte Stewart, 12-year-old, entered 2:28. Let's see her halfway time. Going to be well inside the split she needs to make her entry time. 66. Kira at 70, also 70 is Prisha. 71 for Lucy Alexander. 72s for 7, 4 and 8, which is Mansam So in 7, Amelia Costa in 4 and Abigail John in 8. 1:15 for Neve Ives. Charlotte Stewart is hanging in there, but she is now starting to get caught by Prisha Tapre. Charlotte Stewart entered 2:28, turns at 1:45, nearly 1:46. Less than a second now between her and Prisha. Prisha now sprinting hard, and I think when they get to the last turn, she's going to be in the lead. In third place, Lucy Alexander from Harpenden. Let's see who turns first. They're going to turn absolutely together at 2:06. It's Charlotte in 1, Prisha in 5. Absolutely together. They've got 10 metres to go. Prisha fractionally in the lead now. Fast finish also from Lucy Alexander. These two are going to touch almost exactly together. 2:22.88, 2:23.02. Charlotte Stewart hangs on to it from Prisha Tapre in second. And third, Lucy Alexander, 2:24. Tremendous race there. Only a few hundredths in it. Can we have the 400-metre freestyler, please? Boys for the 400 freestyle to the marshalling area, please. Boys for the 400 freestyle to the marshalling area. Heat 7 of the 200 metres freestyle. Liberty Whittaker in lane 1 is 16 from Watford. Lane 2 is Jasmine Scott, who's 14 from St Albans. Lane 3, Amy Wormerling, who's the 14 from Hemel. 4 is Nell Costa, who's 16 from Berkhamsted. 5 is Lauren King, who's 16 from Royston. 6, Bobby McDonald-Williams, who's 15 from Bishop Stortford. 7 is Celia Randall, who's 15 from Watford. And lane 8 is Ava Torini O'Hara, who's 15 from Potters Bar. 5 swimmers all turning at 32 seconds, and the others at mid-33s and 34s, so this is very close. 2 groups of swimmers, lanes 1 to 5 and then 6 to 8. Very close, but just in the lead now, Liberty Whittaker. Liberty trying to come free here, coming up to the halfway point. Liberty Whittaker from Jasmine Scott. Liberty 69, Jasmine 69.8. 70 seconds for 4, 3 and 1 in that, 4, 3 and 5 in that order. That's Nell in 4, Amy in 3 and Lauren in 5. But now moving up also, we've got Bobby and Celia over in 6 and 7, moving up 2. And now we've got a lot of swimmers all in a row. But coming to the front, Jasmine Scott of St Albans, putting in a very big third 50. And she's got 50 metres to go. Jasmine Scott's got about a second and a half from pretty nearly everyone else. Look at the board up there. You've got all these swimmers in at 1:48. In the lead, Jasmine Scott, brilliant sprint over the second half. Absolutely digging in hard on this last 50. Second, third and fourth could go anywhere. Just in the lead at the moment, Nell Costa. Nell Costa, who's leading the chasing pack, but now Celia Randall on the far side, also up there too. but this is going to be a win for Jasmine Scott. Great swim by her, 220.44, entered 226. Second to touch there was Nell Costa, 225, and third was Celia Randall, 225.07, 700ths behind Nell Costa. Exciting race. Boys for 400 should be at the marshalling area, please. Heat 8 for the girls, 200 metres, freestyle. Liliana Chavinska is in lane 1, she's 14 from Potters Bar 2. Sophia Dixon, Sophia Dixon, who is 14 from Hoddesdon. Lane 3, Angelica Lezaskoti, who's 16 from Watford. Lane 4, Daisy Sharp, who's 14 from Costa. Lane 5, Jasmine Pereira, who's 16 from Atfield. Lane 6, Lucy Peterson, 15 from Stevenage. 7, Polly Munson, 17 from Cheshunt. 14-year-old Ruby May Chiaburu is in lane 8. She's from Watford. 32.8, and then most on 33 there. 34.54 last to turn. So turning there, it's Daisy just ahead of Angelica. Daisy in 4, Angelica in 3. And then we go to lane 5 as the next one, Jasmine Pereira in 3rd place. So let's see where they are when they turn. Turn together, 68 seconds for Daisy and Angelica. Jasmine at 70, 71s for all of the others. Still holding that lead. Daisy Chubb just ahead of Angelica Lazaskatu. They're going to be very close. They've got 50 to go here, and they're going to be turning again pretty much together as they turn. 145.8, 144.8, 145.2. Nothing really between Daisy and Angelica. And then 146 for Jasmine. Coming up to the last turn. They are really still together here. It could go anywhere here, the first and second. But a great push off the wall and a good sprint by Daisy Jubb. And Daisy is dug in hard. Angelica is trying to go after her, and Jasmine is trying to go after Angelica, but it is a win for Daisy Jubb, 219.92. Second, Angelica Lazaskate, 221.03. Third, Jasmine Pereira, 221.91. Heat 9 of the 200 metres freestyle. Isla Black in lane 1, 15 from Costa. Lane 2, Miriam Muqdad, who's 18 from Bishop Stortford. Lane 3, Chloe Alton, 16 from Potters Bar. Lane 4, Molly Bartop, 16 from Cheshunt. Lane 5, Oksana Wojciech-Jardiuk, who's 18 from Verulam. Lane 6 is Alexandra Shavinska, who's 15 from Potters Bar. Lane 7, Caitlin Waters, 17 from Berkhamsted. Lane 8 is Summer Everson, who is 15 from Watford. 31.69. On opposite sides of the pool here, we've got lane 2 is leading this, which is Miriam Muqdad, and then on the far side you've got Caitlin in lane 7 and Summer in lane 8. And now starting to come into the picture as well. We've got Molly Bartop in lane 4 and lane 3 Chloe. but turning first. 65 seconds, Miriam Mugdad. 67 for Caitlin and Summer in 7 and 8. 68 for lanes 4 and 3, which is Molly in 4 and Chloe in 3. 69s for Isla in 1 and Oksana in 5. Dominant swim in the lead though in lane 2. Miriam having a great swim, entered 2:21. Let's see where she goes now. She's at 140. 140 with 2:21 to her entry time. 143, 144. It's now Summer Iverson who is definitely up into second place, and Summer is going after the win. Great battle also now between Chloe in 3 and Molly in 4. They're locked together. Very close between those two, but it's Miriam Mugdad in lane 2. 18-year-old entered 2:21. She's going to take the win in a time of 2:15.08. Second at 2:17.84 is Summer Everson. She entered at 2:22, and Molly Bartop ends up just getting there, taking to 2:19.86. Heat 10 of the girls 200 meters freestyle. Mia Nelson in lane 1 is 13 from Cheshunt. Lane 2, Freya Hadnut, who's 16 from Bishop Stortford. Lane 3, Sophie Stelmach, who's 15 from Stevenage. Lane 4 is Sophie Green, who's 17 from Hatfield. And then we've got 4 Costa swimmers finishing the lineup. In lane 5, Gigi Robetchnik-Smith, who's 14. 6, Sophie Hollis, who's 16. 7, Anna Zabetskaya, who's 13. And lane 8 is Sophie Coleman, who's 16. 31.33 first to turn, Sophie Hollis in lane 6. And about a half a metre, I think, over the rest of them. Sophie looking very good. And behind her at the moment is Sophie Stelmach in lane 3. 2 Sophies in the lead. And going after Sophie Stelmach alongside her is Freya in lane 2. And also now coming up over in lane 8 is Sophie Coleman. So lots of Sophies in this. 66.89 first to turn, Sophie Hollis. 67s for Sophie Stelmach and Freya Hadnut. 68s for lanes 8, 7 and 5 in that order. Sophie Coleman in 8, Anna in 7 and Gigi in lane 5. But now, coming up to the final 50-metre turn, it's Freya Hadnut from Bishop Stortford who's put in a big third 50. Turns first now, 143. 144s together for Sophie Hollis and Sophie Stelmach, absolutely together. Sophie Coleman's dropped back just a little bit now, but no doubt in the lead here, storming away with 3 metres in the lead. Freya Hadnut, Bishop Stortford entered 2:20. She's away, going to her feet, kicking hard. Sophie Stelmach it is who's going after in second, and also over in lane 6, Sophie Hollis. But winning time, 2:16.55, great swim by Freya Hadnut. Sophie Stelmach takes the second place in 2:20.301, ahead of Gigi, who came in really quickly at the end there, 2:20.93 to take third. Heat 11 of the girls 200 metres freestyle. Holly Enright in lane 1 is 17 from Watford, lane 2. Georgina Hamilton, 16 from Staurbers, lane 3. Ava Black, 17 from Staurbers, lane 4 is Eva Ives, who is 15 from Hatfield, lane 5. Erin Younger, 17 from Costa, lane 6. Her teammate, Kira May Ingram, who's 17 as well. Lane 7, Cassandra Pereira, who's 14 from Hatfield. She's the youngest in this heat. And lane 8 is Chloe Eva, who is 16 from Hitchin. Last 3 heats are all spearheaded, so we have a mixture of the very fastest swimmers in all of the last 3 heats, as you can see here in the lead. Eva Ives from Hatfield entered 2:10, splits 1:02.6, so could get inside that. Be close, going to be pretty much on her time, she keep going. 64.97 for Kira May Ingram chasing her, and then 65 for Ava Black in lane 3. And Georgina Hamilton in lane 2 is right there too. Going to have 50 to go when they get to this end. Over 2:10 goes 1:36, so she's going to be close to her entry time. 1:40, second to turn there is Kira May Ingram. 1:41s for Georgina in 2 and Ava in 3. 1:42 in Holly Enright right behind them in lane 1. Then 1:43 and 1:45 for Cassandra and Chloe. Our leader kicking hard. Look how hard she's kicking coming down this final length. Getting everything she can out of this. Looking for 2:10. Goes 2:09.65, under 2:10. Very good swim by herself there. Look how close that is for second. 2:15.96. Ava Black takes second place. Kira May Ingram 2:16. 400ths of a second behind her in third. Heat 12 of the 200 metres freestyle. Kate Hopper in lane 1 is 17 from Berkhamsted. Lane 2 is Neve O'Meara, who's 18 from Watford. Lane 3, Gabriela Gomez-Pavon, who's 17 from Potters Bar. Lane 4, Kaylin Here, who's 16 from Watford. Lane 5, Emma Fields, 18 from Bishop Stortford. Lane 6, Millie Richardson, 18 from Hatfield. Lane 7, Amy Harpo, 17 from Watford. And lane 8 is Antonia Elias, who's 15 from Hatfield. 15-year-old in amongst these final heats. That's good to see. 30 seconds. So it's quite quick now. Kaylin Here from Watford entered 2:09. 30 seconds also for Gabriela in lane 3. So approaching the halfway. 63 and 64 for Kaylin and Gabriela, so that's pretty quick. 65 for Millie, 66 for Kate Hopper, 67s for Antonia and Amy just instead of her. Kaylin Here, who's now only about a metre and a bit clear. 1:37.69, 1:38 from Gabriela, 1:40 Millie Richardson, and 1:41 for Kate Hopper, with just 2 lengths to go, but a big acceleration in the lead. Kaylin Here really putting in a big last 50, easing away from Gabriela. Big sprint coming in from Millie Richardson in 6. Don't think she's going to get second. Kaylin takes it 210.24, 212.72, second to touch there is Gabriela Gomez, and then 214 Millie Richardson in third place. Heat 13 of the 200 meters freestyle. Honor Bowerstock in lane 1 is 15 from Hatfield. Lane 2, Jemima Cross is 16 from Richmond. Lane 3, Megan Gray, 17 from Hatfield. Lane 4 is Laura Burgess, 18 from Bishop Stortford. Lane 5, Charlotte Williams, 18 from Hatfield. Lane 6, Camille Vanier, 17 from Hatfield. Nostrum in 7, and Valentina Tintorello in lane 8 is only 14. So we've got a 14-year-old in lane 8, 15-year-old in lane 1. 29.93, that's the fastest so far. Very close in the middle there. They're going to push each other to good times. Laura in 4, Charlotte in 5. And these two are just about a metre and a half, 2 metres clear of Camille in 6 and Valentina in lane 8. 63s for the leading 2, and then 65s for both Camille and Valentina. 66 for Megan Gray at halfway. 67s for the for Jemima and Honor. This is close. 2 lengths to go. 137.46, 137.66, really nothing between Laura and Charlotte. 139 and 140, Camille and Valentina. And then 141, 142 between Megan and Honor. Into the last 15 metres, and they are literally stroke for stroke coming up the last 10 metres. Nothing between them. We've got Laura in 4, Charlotte in 5. Laura just edging ahead, and I think Laura's just got it. Longer arms. Laura Burgess gets it, 210.44, 210.98. Charlotte Williams touching in second, and Valentina over in lane 8, 2:14 gets third place. Bearing in mind, Valentina is 14 years old. Third place in a heat like that. Very well done. That completes the 200 metres freestyle, and we now come up to our last qualification event of the day, the open male 400 metres freestyle. Can we clear the pool, please? Can you make your way out of the pool, please? This is event 554, the open 400 metre freestyle, going to be swum in 7 heats. This is heat 1. Lane 2 is Jake Nell, who's 11 from Tring. Lane 3. Noah Conroy, who's 12 from Bishop Stortford. Lane 4, Leo Sims, who's 11 from Hartford. Lane 5 is Jack Bye, who's 12 from Costa. Lane 6, Charles Hallam, who's 11 from Harpenden. So 16 lengths to the pool. So this is 100 metres. 119. First to turn there is Charles Hallam. 120. Leo Sims. 121 for 5 and 3, which is Eric and Noah. And then 123 also for Jake Nell. That's the 100 metre splits. Coming up to the turn. And still in the lead in lane 4. Leo Sims, but also going well with Charles Hallam. And it's, Charles Hallam is actually, if anything, a hand or so ahead, but not much to choose between them, with Noah right behind them. Leo Sims at 2:02, Charles Hallam 2:02, and 2:03.7 for Noah Conroy at that one. So these three all trying to keep pace with each other, looking across when they can. So these three are all going to turn pretty much together. Halfway, 2:46, all of them. 2:52, and then 2:53 for Eric and Jake. So now, after they've gone past halfway, Noah is really starting to push it in a bit. He's pulled out a good couple of metres now going into the second bit at 250 metres. And Noah it is who's pushing it in hard. The other two are still together. Leo and Charles. But Noah is very much out on his own at the moment. This is 300, 100 metres to go. And Noah has now got 5 metres clear, 4:09. Chasing pair at 4:14 together. Leo Sims and Charles Hallam, and the other two are both absolutely together as well. Jake and Eric both turning at 4:24. And Noah is definitely clear here. 50 metres to go. Now 50 to go, he's at 4:51. And now clear in second place, Charles Hallam at 4:56, 4:58 for Leo Sims. The other two are still absolutely together. Eric and Jake, as they have been right the way along here, both at 5:09 with just 50 to go. Into the last 10 metres for Noah. Now he's at entry time 5:56. Look at the clock. Going to be a massive PB. 5:26.99. 30 seconds inside his entry time. Charles Hallam Harpenden 5:58. Goes 5:36. Again, 22 inside his entry time as well. Leo Sims at 5:53. Goes 5:42. That's 11 seconds inside his entry time. Jake Nell entered at 6 minutes, goes 5:51, 9 seconds inside, and 5:53 for Eric, and that's just inside his entry time as well. Heat 2 of the 400 metres freestyle. Todd Lung in lane 1 is 12 from Hatfield. Lane 2 is Hugo Koinange, who's 12 from Costa. Lane 3, Sam Fari is 13 from Hatfield. Lane 4 is George Sims, who's 11 from Hartford. 11-year-old, entered at 5:29. Keep an eye on that time, see how he gets on. Lane 5 is Hugo Harley, who's 12 from Watford. Lane 6 is Ewan Roberts, who's 13 from Hoddesdon. Lane 7, Milo Malloy, who's 12 from Costa. And lane 8, Aaron Rawlinson, who's 12 from Harpenden. George and Hugo in 4 and 5. Obviously going to pace each other for a bit. And then behind them you've got Ewan Roberts from Hoddesdon in lane 6, who's trying to get up on terms with them. And a little gap before you get to Todd in lane 1 and Sam in lane 3. So, first to turn is going to be Hugo. 114.25, 114.85 is George, 116 for Ewan Roberts, and then 118s together for 1 and 3 Todd and Sam, pretty much the same time. 121 for Milo and 122 for Aaron Rawlinson. So all through 100 metres. This is 150, still together. George and Hugo, they keep together, they can push each other on quite well here until one of them decides they need to try and make a break. We saw that coming immediately after the 200-metre turn in the last heat. You can see here that Hugo is starting to warm up a little bit. He's already pushing on just that little bit more from George, trying to break him, and he's now got a body length coming up to halfway. George, don't forget, is only 11, Hugo's 12. Hugo turns 2:36, George 2:37.9, about a second and a half between them actually. 2:40 for Ewan Roberts, 2:41 Sam Fari, and then 2:44 now for Todd Lung, who's again just dropped slightly from him. 2:49's pretty much together, but with Aaron just ahead of Milo over in lane 8 and lane 7. So now a good 2 complete body lengths here in the lead. 3:17, 3:21. So about 3.5 seconds between George and Hugo now. So that's another second and a half, nearly 2 seconds taken out in that last 50. George, of course, an 11-year-old in lane 4. Hugo 12. Ewan over in lane 6 is 13. So this is 300 metres, 100 metres to go. Our leader goes through under 4 minutes, 3:59.29. And now together, 4:04, 4:05. George only fraction ahead now of Ewan, who's pretty much the same time there. And Sam Fari is also trying to get himself right up there as well. 4:09 for Todd Lung, and then 4:15, 4:16 for Aaron and Milo. When Hugo gets to this end, he'll have 2 lengths to go. And a great scrap now for the 2nd, 3rd and 4th places here. Just currently being led slightly by Ewan Roberts now. But you've got Sam in 3 and George in 4, both battling for him. And they're going to turn all 3 of them pretty nearly at the same time. Hugo Harley, Watford swimmer, in the lead. 5:32 his entry time. Let's see his winning time. 5:20. 12 seconds inside his entry time. Ewan Roberts entered at 5:35. Goes 5:26, 5:27 for Sam Farah. He entered at 5:32. 5:29 for George Sims, and he entered at 5:29, just actually on his entry time. Well done, swimmers. Heat 3 of the 400 metres freestyle. Alfie Ritchie's in lane 1, who's 13 from Costa. Lane 2 is Philip Irvine, who's 14 from Watford. Lane 3, Montgomery Brewster, who's 12 from Watford. Lane 4 is Ryan Wimperney, who's 14 from Cheshunt. Lane 5 is Chai Ki Cheng, who is a 13-year-old as well, so 3 13-year-olds, and this is from Costa. Lane 6, Joseph Brewster, who's 14 from Watford. Lane 7 is Joseph Suba. Joseph Suba, who's 13 from St Albans. The senior swimmer Mark Evans in lane 8 is from Hitchin. So this is going to be 100 metres. Just coming up to 100, and in the lead is going to be Philip Irvine, but only just 1:11. 1:11 also for Ryan Wimperney, 1:12 for Joseph Suba, then 1:13 for Montgomery Brewster, 1:15 for Joseph Brewster, 1:16 for Chai Kung Leng, and then 1:18 and 1:19 for Mark Evans and Alfie Ritchie. That's the 100 metre splits. So now around about a body length clear between Ryan Wimperney in 4 and Philippe in 2, and also right over the other side Joseph in lane 7. Joseph's turning pretty much the same time as Philippe, so on opposite sides of the pool. This is halfway, 200 metres. Ryan Wimperney, 5:04 entry time, splits at 2:27, so should be inside that if he can keep going. 2:29 for Joseph Suba, now in second place. 2:30 for Philippe Irvine, and 2:32.8 for Montgomery Brewster. 2:37 for Chai Ki Cheng, and then 2:42 for Alfie Ritchie. 2:43 for Mark Evans. Second and third looking very, very tight at the moment. They're swimming together, opposite sides of the pool. 3:05 there at the turn, and then 3:09.2, 3:09.52. So really absolutely together. And you can see now an acceleration coming in from Philip Irvine in lane 2. Philip is starting to try and accelerate a little bit there. I don't know if he's pushing harder than Joseph on the other side, but he's now got himself about half a metre on that length on Joseph. So he's starting to push on. Has Joseph responded? We'll see when they get to this end of the pool. Still in the lead, Ryan Wimperney. 300 metres, 3:43. 3:48 and then 3:49. So about a second now between Philippe in lane 2 and Joseph over in lane 7. So he has accelerated a little bit. 3:52 for Montgomery Brewster. So there'll be 50 metres to go when our leader gets to this end. Ryan Wimperney, and there's no doubt that Philippe has pushed clear now of Joseph on the far side of the pool. You can see now he's taken about another second and a half out of him on that 50. Got 50 metres to go. Who's got the sprint left in them? Is anyone going to produce anything quick at the end here? Yes, there's a sprint coming in lane 5. Chai Ki Cheng is definitely sprinting. He's already now gone past Montgomery Brewster in lane 3. He's going after that third place. Big sprint finish. Has he left it too late? Very fast, but the leader touches 4:57.49 for Ryan Wimperney. And at 5:04, excellent swim. Second to touch there was Philip Irvine, 5:04. And third there, 5:07. Chai Ki Cheng getting in there at 5:07. Great sprint finish into touch in third. Fourth there, Joseph Suba at 5:07. Also just outside third place. And then Montgomery Brewster, 5:10. Alfie Ritchie, 5:25. Joseph Brewster, 5:28. And Mark Evans at 5:31. This is heat 4 of the 400 metre freestyle. Joe Kay is in lane 1. Constantine Calafias in lane 2. He's 13. Joe Kay was 15 from outfield. Lane 3. Max Lesnar, who's 15 from Potters Bar 4. Perrin Ma, who's 13 from outfield 5. Gabriel Tuggett, who's 14 from Watford 6. Charlie Stott, 15 from Costa. And 2 14-year-olds, 7 Elliot Hall from Bishopstorp, and an 8 James Hallam from Harpenden. Fastest entrant here is 4:49. Perrin Ma, who's 13 years old, in the middle of the pool, one of the younger ones. At the moment, though, it's Max Lesnar who's fractionally in the lead. And I think probably behind him is Constantine, but there's really nothing. Choose between about 4 or 5 of these swimmers at 100, all at 67. 3-2-4-1 is the order at 100 metres. Max Lesnar, Constantine in lane 2, and then Perrin and Joe. All 67, the rest were pretty much at 68. But now, trying to push on hard in lane 3. Max Lesnar being chased by Constantine Caliavas, who's in lane 2. And over lane 4, Perrin Ma. These 3 have just broken clear of the line of other swimmers in lanes 1, 5, 6 and 8, and 7 just fractionally behind. You can see on the turn, it's still pretty close. They're just starting to break away from each other, but coming up to halfway. Max Lesnar is going to turn first ahead of Constantine. Max turns. 2:19, 2:20 for Constantine, 2:22 for Perrin, 2:22.9 for Gabriel Taggart, 2:23.7 for Charlie Stott, 2:24 for both Joe in 1 and James in 8, 2:25 for Elliot in 7. Now the halfway splits. So he's not breaking away any further. There's still been this 2 body lengths between our leader Max Lesnar and Constantine. No one else is making a break. You've got 3 more swimmers who are all together in the middle of the pool at 3rd, 4th and 5th. About a metre between all of them. But Max Lesnar has actually maybe got another half a body length, but Constantine is definitely going after him now. 50 to go. Was that 300? At 300, they got 100 to go, apologies. But now, coming up, you'll see he's got 50 to go when he gets to the end now. And this is a good push on now by Max. Constantine is definitely not going to catch him now. Max has his final 50, turns at 4:07. Constantine turns at 4:11. Look at the battle behind, really tight. 4:14, 4:15s. It's Perrin Marr just ahead of Gabriel Tuggett and Charlie Stott. And then on the far side of me, we've got Elliot Hall ahead of James Hallam. And then Joe Kay. Digging in really hard. This has been a fabulous swim in the lead. No doubt he's going to get first or second, but look at the battle for 3rd, 4th and 5th. First to touch takes it Max Lesnar, 4:42. Constantine, 4:46. Who's going to get 3rd? And it is Perrin Marr just digging in there at the very end there, 4:49. Gabriel Taggart get 4:50.28. Charlie Stott, 4:50.39. They were together all the way along. So, heat 5 of the 400 meters freestyle. Zachary Bell in lane 1 is 15 from Hitchin. Lane 2, William Harris is 15 from Watford. Lane 3, Alfie Bullock, 16 from Cheshunt. Lane 4 is Chok Kin Lau, who's 14 from Costa. He's the youngest, ends at 4:38. Oliver Tom in lane 5 is 17 from Ware. Then lane 6 is William Barr, 16 from Royston. 7, Samuel Tribwell, who's 16 from Watford. Lane 8, Alexander Mordenti, who's 15 from Potters Bar. Oliver Tom, Ware swimmer, at 4:38. In the lead, coming up to 100 metres. 5, 6 swimmers all going to be together after him though. 62 and then the rest is 64. Maybe just creeping into 65 for Zach Bale and Alexander Mordenti. Chok Kin Lau leading the chasing pack just, I think, but 1:37. Oliver Tom. Chok Kin Lau 1:40.31, but really nothing between him and Samuel Trigwell and William Barr. So Oliver Tom coming up to halfway. 200 metres. Oliver turns at 2:12. Ends at 4:38. 2:16 for Lau, and then 2:17s for Samuel and William Barr. 2:17 also for Alfie Bullock. 2:20 for Zach Bale. 2:21 for Alexander Mordenti. 250. Leader comes up and turns. 275, 306, 305. And now in second place is Lau in lane 4. But again, really close behind him. 300. 323 for the leader. 300. Lau 329, 330 for both 3 and 7 as well. Alfie Bullock and Samuel Trigwell. 331 right behind them for William Barr. 333s for William and Zachary Vale. 336 for Alexander. $50 to go, 359. $404, $406. Lau still in second place. Alfie Bullock in third at the moment. We're looking for the big sprint finish. Who's got the big sprint? Anyone got anything left in their arms and legs? William Harris is trying hard in lane 2. William Harris is coming through strongly, but our leader comes through, touching 433.49 for Oliver Tom. He entered at 438. Second to touch there is Lau at 439.19. Alfie Bullock getting there in their third place in 439.68. Under 440. Well done, swimmers. Heat 6 of the 400 meters freestyle. Ben Horridge is in lane 1, 18 from Harpenden. Lane 2 is Max Walters, 15 from Watford. Lane 3 is Jacob Hayes, 17 from Bishop Stortford. Lane 4, Dylan Davenport, who's 15 from Bishop Stortford. Lane 5, Hugo Rabachek Smith, who's 16 from Costa. Lane 6 is Zach Fellows, 15 from Costa. Lane 7, Luke Bernard, who's 15 from Costa. Hitchins, Charlie Cropley, and lane 8 is 18. Hugo Davenport. Sorry, Dylan Davenport, beg your pardon. No, Dylan Davenport in lane 4 is ahead of Hugo Rabachek Smith in lane 5 at the moment. These two clear of the row of other swimmers coming up to 100. Dylan turning at 59, Hugo 61, and all the others on 63. 64 for Max Walters, and 65 for Charlie Cropley. $150, 133. Still Dylan clear of Hugo, and now coming up into third place. Long, powerful strokes in lane 3 for Jacob Hayes. And Jacob is pulling himself closer and closer. This is halfway. Dylan turns 207, Hugo 209, Jacob 209.9, so a second behind. 212 for Zach Fellows, and 213 for Ben Horridge. 214 for Max Walters, and 217s for both Luke and Charlie in 7 and 8. but you can see now how this is getting much, much closer. It's going to be much closer in the second half. 2:42s, 2:43. Dylan now, if anything, slightly behind Hugo, but he's responding. So Dylan and Hugo are going to turn together. And it is actually Dylan who's slightly ahead. Hugo is slightly ahead, I beg your pardon. Hugo now half a body length ahead, with Jacob trying to get on terms with these two as well. 300, 316, 317. And it is now Hugo who's taken this on from Dylan. Got about a metre lead, but they've still got a 50 to go. And this is going to be a big sprint finish. Three of them all sprinting here. 350, 350, 351. We've got Hugo ahead of Dylan, and then Jacob. 356 for Zach Fellows, and then 358 for Max Waters, 359 for Ben Horridge, and 401 for Charlie Cropley. Into the last few metres. What a response here in lane 4. Dylan Davenport. Dylan has found something in that last 50. Entered at 4:23. What a last 50. Goes 4:21.54. Tremendous last 50. 4:23.3. Second there, Hugo Batchlick-Smith. 4:23.49 for Jacob Hayes. Entered at 4:25. Absolutely fabulous swims here. 4:29 for lane 6, Zach Fellows. 4:32 for Max Waters, entered at 4:32. 4:32 also for Ben Horridge, entered 4:33. Can you clear, please, over to the scoreboard side? Clear to the far side of the pool, please. Well, that was a fabulous race for our penultimate heat of the 400 metres freestyle. And this is our final heat, Heat 7, with the fastest qualifiers for the event. Please welcome them as they go to the blocks for the final heat, Heat 7. In lane 1, from Watford, Luke Martel. In lane 2, from St Albans, Alexander Calvermore. In lane 3, from Watford, Jack Barnard. In lane 4 from Hatfield, Daniel Belzy. In lane 5 from Watford, Matthew Aldred. In 6 from Costa, George Hooper. In lane 7 from Bishop Stortford, running for McDonald Williams. And in lane 8 from Hatfield, Daniel Williams. Your final heat in the men's 400 metres freestyle. So this is the final heat. Obviously the winner in theory could come from an earlier heat, but in this final heat, they're all senior swimmers with the exception of lanes 7 and 8. 7 and 8 are 16-year-olds. You've got Brandon McDonald Williams in 7 and Daniel Williams in lane 8. They're both 16 years old. All the others are 17 plus. In fact, I've just had pointed out to me in the middle of all of this, without being able to see through my steamed up glasses, in lane 4, Daniel Belsey is also 16. So the fastest entrant here, who's just going to turn first, 60 seconds, 61.73, 60.98 is Matthew Aldred, but Daniel Belsey is also 16 in the lead here. And he's got an entry time of 4:06, so let's keep an eye open for him. And coming up now to 150, Daniel is still in the lead from Matthew Aldred. About a second between Daniel and Matthew. And then you've got George Hooper. And then behind those, Alexander Calverbor, and over on the far side also, Brandon. This is 200 metres, and pretty close still here. Daniel and Matthew, about a second apart. Daniel 2:04.35 are halfway. 2:05 for Matthew, 2:06 for George Hooper, 2:06.86 for Alexander Calverbor, 2:08 for Brandon McDonald, and also for Jack Barnard at halfway. Now trying to ease out a little bit here. Daniel Belsey, 2:50, 2:35, and is accelerating. Matthew Aldred trying to stay with him. He's only just over a body length back at the moment, maybe 1.5 meters. And they're coming up to 300 metres. So 4 lengths to go here. Daniel Belsey entered at 4:06, splits at 3:06, so he's going to be a bit outside his time. Matthew at 3:08, 3:12 at 300 metres for George Hooper, 3:12 also for Alexander, 3:14, 3:15 for Brandon in lane 7, and then Luke in lane 1, 3:16 for Alexander Calverbor, and then 3:25 for Daniel Williams. 50 to go. Daniel turns at 3:36, Matthew at 3:38. There's a second and a half between them. Daniel, 16-year-old, Matthew is a senior swimmer. Turns at 3:52. Matthew digging in, but I think Daniel's going to get this one. 16-year-old entered 4:06. Let's see his time. Goes 4:05.83. Tremendous sub 60-second last 100. Matthew Aldred 4:08. 4:14 for George Hooper. Matthew Aldred was entered 4:10, so that's a 2-second PB. Got pulled along to a great time by Daniel Belsey there. And 4th place, Alexander Calverbor, 4:15. And that's it, Daniel Williams, who has actually finished. Well done, Daniel, you can swim down. Can you make your way to the side of the pool, please, swimmers? Make your way out of the pool, please. So we now come to a series of finals in this final session. So it is the final of the final session. So we start our final session of finals with event 455, the female 10 and 11 years 50 metre butterfly final. Your finalists, please welcome them as they come to the blocks. In lane 1 from Verulam, Tilly Howells. In lane 2 also from Verulam, Martha Millers. In lane 3 from Ware, Freya Keeling. In lane 4 also from Ware, Ashley Worth. In lane 5 also from Ware, Mariella Thorne. In lane 6 from Hitchin, Charlotte Dixon. In 7 from Verulam, Amelie Desimurs. In lane 8 from Bishop Stortford, Yana Patel. Your finalists for the female 10 to 11 years 50 metres butterfly. So in they go in the 10 and 11 years final 50 metres butterfly. In lane 4 we've got a 10-year-old, the only 10-year-old that made the final, Ashley Worth, and she's got the fastest entry time at 38 seconds as well, so hopefully she'll be up there when we get near the end. Turning second coming down this final length, but who's got the arms in them? And it's going to be close here between Mariella in 5 and Ashley in 4. Mariella just in the lead. Ashley trying to get back on terms. Mariella is 11, Ashley 10, but they're going to get right down to the last line as they touch. It is Mariella takes it, 39.01. Great swim by her. Ashley Worth there getting the silver medal as a 10-year-old, 39.33, and third and bronze medalist Martha Mellers with 40.72. Well done, swimmers. Can you leave the pool by the blue door scoreboard side, please? A fabulous race there between two great swimmers, young swimmers there. Event 556 is the female 12 years, 50 metres butterfly. Your finalists in lane 1, from Bushy, Dorothea Ward. In 2, from Stevenage, Sophie Peterson. In 3, from Ware, Sophie Tom. In 4, from St Albans, Charlotte Stewart. In 5, also from St Albans, Charlotte Douglas. In 6 from Hatfield, Neve Ives. In 7 from Watford, from St Albans rather, Amber Smith. And in lane 8 from Watford, Esme Hui. Your finalists in the female 12 years 50 metres butterfly. So here we go, second time we're asking on this 12-year-old butterfly event. Fastest entry time 32.44 on the qualification times. That was done by Charlotte Stewart, who turns first at 16 seconds. She was 3 seconds faster than anyone on the qualifications. And it's Charlotte Stewart in gold medal position from Charlotte Douglas in silver medal position. And Sophie Tom, but it's going to be a win for Charlotte Stewart and gold medal in a time of 32.76. Second and silver medalist Charlotte Douglas in a time of 34.49. And third place and bronze medalist Sophie Tom in a time of 35.35. Well done, swimmers. Can you leave the pool by the scoreboard side, please? So dominant swim by the fastest qualifier there. Event 557, the female 13 years, 50 metres butterfly. Your finalists led on in lane 1 from Bishop Stortford by Lois Fields. In lane 2 from Hoddesdon, Isabel Cartwright. In 3 from Cheshunt, Mia Nelson. In 4 from St Albans, Jasmine Scott. In 5 from St Albans, Anna Zabetskaya. In 6 from Hemel Hempstead, Ava Sheloff. In 7 from Hitchin, Neve Holland. And in lane 8 from Royston, Megan Randall. Your finalists for the 13 years, 50 metres butterfly. So again, we've got a standout entrant here, qualification time 31.5 by Jasmine Scott in lane 4, who turns first. And she could go inside that time the way she's going at the moment. Jasmine in 4. In lane 5 going after her is Anna. And then also in lanes 3 and 2, Mia and Isabel. It's going to be close between those two. But touching first, 30.92. Jasmine Scott takes it way under her entry time. Excellent swim. Second to touch there is silver medalist Anna Zabetskaya in 33.52, and third and bronze medalist Mia Nelson in 33.67. Well done, swimmers. If you could leave the pool by the scoreboard side. Wait for confirmation of the final result on that, but provisionally that was a tremendous swim, under 31 seconds. Event 558 is the female 14 years, 50 metres butterfly final. Your finalists led on in lane 1 from Costa by Gigi Robachtek-Smith. Lane 2 from Potters Bar, Tisha Adebole-Lawal. In lane 3 from Potters Bar, Valentina Tintorello. Lane 4 from Costa, Verity Fuse. In lane 5 from Hoddesdon, Liliana Sapala. In lane 6 from Watford, Ruby May Chibaro. In 7 from Hatfield, Cassandra Pereira. And in lane 8 from Tring, Evie Butterworth. Your finalists for the female 14 years 50 metres butterfly. Much closer entry times on this one. This could be a much closer event. Verity and Liliana in 4 and 5 in the middle turn together. These two slightly clear, but at the moment it is Verity Fuge just a little bit clear of Liliana. Third place I think is Ruby May at the moment as they come through to touch. 31.02. Gold medal goes to Verity Fuge in lane 4, then in lane 5, second place and silver medal Liliana Sabala in 31.15. Third place, bronze medal to Ruby May Chiabaru in 31.87. Can you clear the pool to the scoreboard side, please? Event 559 is the female 15 years 50 butterfly final. Your finalists. In lane 1 from Harpenden, Caroline Sedgwick. In lane 2 from Stevenage, Sophie Stelmarch. In 3 from Hatfield, Amy Whitten. In 4 from Hatfield, Emma Wives. In lane 5 from Hatfield, Anna Beverstock. In 6 also from Hatfield, Antonia Elias. In 7 from Watford, Summer Everson. And in lane 8 from Bishop Stortford, Kwan Yi Chan. Your finalists for the 15 years, 50 metres butterfly. $5.59, female 15 years butterfly. Fastest qualifiers, both at about 31 seconds. Eva arrives just ahead of Anna Beverstock in 4 and 5. These two pretty close together. Eva arrives in lane 4, but Anna Beverstock is really right there with them. These two together, along with Amy Whitten in bronze medal position at the moment, I think. As they touch 31.32, Emma Ives takes it, and the gold medal, second place and silver medal goes to Anna Beverstock at 31.34, and third place and bronze medal to Amy Whitten at a time of 31.93. Well done, swimmers. If you could leave the pool by the scoreboard side, please. Event 560 is the female 16 years 50 metres butterfly. Your finalists. In lane 1 from Royston, B. Grant. In 2 from Watford, Angelica Lazarus-Kente. In 3 from Hatfield, Jasmine Pereira. In 4 from Stevenage, Tia Gregory. In 5 from Hatfield, Summer Boswell. In 6 from Berkhamsted, Nell Costa. In 7 from Watford, Pishra Tapre. And in lane 8 from Harpenden, Leila Gervasius. Your finalists for the 16 years 50-metre butterfly. So the fastest entrant, Tia Gregory, went 30.52 in the heats, turns first, and she's looking very good off the wall there. She's got about a half a metre on everyone at the moment. Tia looking very, very good. Very close behind her though for silver and bronze. We've got Nell Costa in 6, Summer Boswell in 5, but loads of them are in it. Tia Gregory takes it, and the gold medal in a time of 30.25. Second place and silver medal, so close. Nell Costa on 31.75, and third place and bronze medal, 400ths behind Summer Boswell, time of 31.79. Really close for silver and bronze. Well done, swimmers. If you could leave the pool by the scoreboard side, please. Event 561 is the female 17 years and over 50 butterfly final. Please welcome your finalists, led on in lane 1 from Hatfield by Megan Gray. In 2, also from Hatfield, Katie Jeffrey. In 3 from Watford, Amy Borum. In 4 from Bishop Stortford, Emma Fields. In 5 from Hatfield, Charlotte Williams. In 6 from Berkhamsted, Kate Hopper. In 7 from Cheshunt, Polly Munson. And in lane 8 from Hitchin, Sophie Clark. Your finalists for the 17 years and over 50 metres butterfly. Very close times on the qualification rounds. Wow, all turning together, 3 swimmers together. We've got Amy in 3, Emma in 4, Charlotte in 5. But now moving into the front, we've got Emma in 4, Charlotte in 5. Emma Fields has got to take this. Emma Fields takes it in a time of 29.06, and the gold medal. Second place and silver medal goes to Charlotte Williams at a time of 29.49. Third place and bronze medal to Amy Borum in a time of 30 seconds flat. Well done, swimmers. If you can make your way out of the pool to the scoreboard side. So some tremendous fly finals there, really exciting stuff. We're going to go on to the backstroke finals now. The event 562 is the open 10 and 11 years, 50 metres backstroke final. Your finalists, Starting in lane 1 from Watford with Via Takir. In 2 from Verulam, Max Hart. In 3 from Harpenden, Charles Hallam. In 4 from Hemel Hempstead, Luca Capozzi. In 5 from Tring, Jake Nell. In 6 from Hartford, George Sims. In 7 from Tring, Charlie Robinson. And in lane 8 from Stevenage, Charlie Pritchard. Your finalists for the Open 10 and 11 years 50 metres backstroke. Away we go in the 10-11 years backstroke. There's one 10-year-old in lane 8 who's made it to the final this year. So well done for getting there to Charlie Pritchard, however he does. But in the lead, got some quick swimmers here, 38 seconds. 2 at 38 seconds. We've got Luca in 4, Jake in 5. But in lane 3 at the moment, it's Charles Hallam who is right up there, and it's Charles Hallam who entered it from Harpenden 39.9, and Charles is going to take this, I think, and Charles touches first at a time of 36.82 to take the gold medal. Second and silver medal, he goes to Jake Nell at a time of 37.37, and third and bronze medal to Luca Capozzi in a time of 37.75. Well done, swimmers. If you can make your way out of the pool on the scoreboard side, please. Out of the pool, please. Event 563 is the final of the Open 12 years, 50 metres backstroke. Your finalists, please welcome to the blocks. In lane 1, from Potters Bar, Charlie Hamilton. In lane 2, from Watford, Montgomery Brewster. In 3, from Watford, Max Perry. In 4, from City of St Albans, Charles Hodgson. In lane 5, from Watford, Hugo Harley. In lane 6, from Hatfield, Todd Lung. In lane 7, from Tring, Samuel Allcroft. And in lane 8, from Hatfield, Fox Foster. Your finalists for the male Open 12 years, 50 metres backstroke final. So fastest entrant is 35.8. Charles Hodgson from Costa. Turning at 18 seconds. And it is Charles Hodgson who's there. Alongside him in lane 5 is Hugo Harley. And in lane 3 also going well, Max Perry. I think it's between these three for the medals as they come through. Charles takes it. 36.05. Charles Hodgson takes the gold medal. Second and silver medal goes to Max Perry in a time of 36.69. And third place and bronze medal in a time of 37.27. Hugo Harley. Can you leave the pool, please, by the scoreboard side, swimmers? I have a notice of disqualification, event 562. That's the previous event. The only heat, lane 6. 5.62, the final lane, lane 7, I beg your pardon, that's a mistake. Lane 7, 5.62, lane 7, disqualified for a technical infraction, which I think we all saw. Event 564 is the Open 13 years 50 metre backstroke final. Your finalists. Leading on in lane 1 from Verulam, Edward Beard. In 2 from City St Albans, Alfie Ritchie. In 3 from Hartford, Ethan Garbett. In 4 from Watford, Constantine Califius. In lane 5 from Watford, Jacob Chen. In 6 from Ware, Harry Earl. In 7 from Harpenden, Archer Lamb. And in lane 8 from Stevenage, Matthew Jackson. Your finalists for the 13 years, 50 metres backstroke. .32 seconds fastest entrant was Constantine Kaliafas, who's from Watford. And he's storming away here at the moment. He's 2 seconds clear of everyone on the qualifications. And he is really going for it. Constantine in the lead. Jacob Chen in second place at the moment. He was second fastest qualifier. Bronze medal, he could go one of 3 ways at the moment, 4 ways. But coming into touch, fabulous swim. 31.48. Constantine Kaliafas takes it and takes the gold medal. Second to touch there, Jacob Chen, 33.54, and silver medal. And third to touch and bronze medal, Harry Earl at a time of 37.60. So a great swim there. Can you clear the pool, please, by the scoreboard side? Constantine there knocking a second off of his qualification time, so that was really very impressive. Event 565 is the final of the Open 14 years 50 metre backstroke. Your finalists led in lane 1 from Potters Bar by Matthew Lynch. Thomas Johnson from Hatfield is in lane 2. In 3 from Harpenden, James Hallam. In 4 from Watford, William Rogers. In 5 from Hatfield, Rufus Kelly. In 6 from St Albans, Chekin Lau. 7 from Tring, Evan Slade. And in lane 8 from Bishop Stortford, Elliot Hall. Your finalists for the men's 50 metres backstroke in the 14 years category. .30.53 Watford's William Rogers in lane 4, set in the qualifications. Can he go under 30 seconds? Already turning up well, he's going to be close, 15 seconds. I don't think he's going to go under 30, but he's going to be close. Storming away in silver medal position at the moment, Rufus Kelly from Hatfield. Rufus pushing him very, very hard, but 30.76. The gold medal goes to William Rogers from Watford, and silver medal in a time of 31.15 to Rufus Kelly, and bronze medal in third place in a time of 32.59 to James Hallam. Well done, swimmers. If you can make your way to the side, please, out on the scoreboard side. Event 566 is the Open 15 years 50-metre backstroke final. Your finalists in lane 1 from Tring, Ben Hunwick. In 2 from Bishop Stortford, Dylan Davenport. In 3 from Hoddesdon, Maxwell Hosier. In lane 4 from St Albans, Zach Fellows. In lane 5 from Potters Bar, Kabir Patel. In 6 from Harpenden, Parker Brewster. 7 from the City of St Albans, Luke Bernard. And in lane 8 from Potters Bar, Alexander Mordenti. Your finalists for the 15 years, 50 metres backstroke. So you got one swimmer in it under 30 seconds in the qualifications. I get the impression it could be a lot closer than we thought, though, coming into this one. Very close indeed at the moment. Zach Fellows is in the lead, Max Hosier going after him, and also Kabir Patel, but it's going to be a win for the 29.39. First to touch, Zach Fellows, and gold medalist, and second place and silver medalist at time of 30.07, Maxwell Hosier, and third place and bronze medal, the time of 30.39, Kabir Patel. Well done, swimmers. You can make your way out to the pool by the scoreboard side, please. Event 567 is the Open 16 years 50 metre backstroke. Please welcome your finalists. In lane 2 from Stevenage, Alexander Gregory. In 3 from Cheshunt, Alfie Bullock. In 4 from Watford, Rafferty May. In 5 from the City of St Albans, Hugo Romatchik-Smith. In lane 6 from Watford, James Gibson. And in lane 7 from Hoddesdon, Alfie Whitman. Your finalists for the Open 16 years 50 metre backstroke. Two swimmers went under 30 seconds to qualify. Rafferty May and Hugo Robert-Smith in lanes 4 and 5. See, those two are pretty close together already. Bronze medal could go one of two of the three ways. At the moment, the bronze medal being fought out between Alfie Bullock and James Gibson. But who's going to get the gold medal as they touch? As they touch. First to touch in 29.26 and gold medalist Hugo Robert-Smith in second place and silver medal with time of 29.39 Rafferty May, and third place and bronze medal in a time of 30.61 James Gibson. Please leave the pool by the far side. You leave the pool by the scoreboard side, please. So two more finals to come. Event 568 is the open 17 years and over 50 metres backstroke final. Your finalists led on in lane 1 from Hoddesdon by Hayden Thornhill. In 2 from Harpenden, Toby Martin. In 3 from City of St Albans, Alexander Calvermore. In 4 from Watford, Matthew Aldred. In 5 from Bushy, Ashley Coombs. In 6 from Potters Bar, Jake Moore. In 7 from Ware, Thomas Lydiard. And in lane 8 from Bishop Stortford, Jacob Hayes. Finalists for the 17 years and over 50 metres backstroke. Matthew Aldred went 27.52 in the qualifications. Ashley Coombs 28.27. Matthew splits at 13 seconds, maybe under 13 seconds. Tremendous. Look at the underwater work there. Watch that underwater work. Absolutely fantastic. Matthew Aldred from Watford entered 27.52. Storms at 26.49. Excellent swim. Matthew Aldred takes the gold medal in time 26.49. Second, Ashley Coombs 27.97, taking the silver medal. And third and bronze medal, well deserved, to Jake Moore in time 28.70. Can you leave the pool by the scoreboard side? Please leave the pool by the scoreboard side, guys. So we come to the final of this final day this weekend, which is event 569, the female 200 metres freestyle final. Your finalists led on in lane 1 from Potters Bar by Valentina Tinorello. In lane 2 from Potters Bar, Gabriela Gomez-Pavon. In lane 3 from Bishop Stortford, Laura Burgess. In lane 4 from Hatfield, Eva Rives. In lane 5 from Watford, Kaylin Hare. In lane 6 from Hatfield, Charlotte Williams. In lane 7 from Hatfield, Millie Richardson. And in lane 8 from Hatfield, Camille Vanier. Your finalists for the female 200 metres freestyle. Fastest entry here is, in the qualifications was 209.65. It's only one under 210. Let's hopefully we've got 3 more swimmers all swam 210. So let's hope that one or more of them can go under 210. That would be really good in this final. So 5 swimmers turning at 50 at 30 seconds. The other 3 at 31. Coming up to the 75-metre turn, and it's 5 and 6 in the lead here. It's Karen Hare and Charlotte Williams, practically ahead of Ever Ives. And these 3, in fact, including Laura Burgess, are all going to turn again at 63, just under 64, in fact. 64 for Laura Burgess at 100, 64 for Gabriela Gomez-Pavon, and 65 for the other 3. That's Camille, Vantina, and Millie. So coming up to the 150-metre mark, and it's still very, very close. 4 swimmers could all win this. They've got 50 to go, and as they all turn at 137, 139 for the chasing pair, and then 140. And now trying to make the burst. We've got in lane 3, Laura Burgess and Kaylin Hare in lane 5. These 2 trying to break away. Laura Burgess it is in the lead. Laura pulling away. She's being chased down hard now by Ever Ives sprinting, and Kaylin. Ever Ives trying to sprint through into second, but it's going to be Laura Burgess who takes this. The time of 2:09.51. Tremendous swim to take the gold medal. Well done, Laura Burgess. Second place and silver medal. Great sprint finish by Ever Ives, the time of 2:10.36. And third place and bronze medal to Kaylin Hare, the time of 2:10.41. So, what an exciting race to finish on. Can you clear the pool, please? You can leave by the side of the pool. You don't have to stay there all night. And can I just say on behalf of all of the swimmers, the pool staff, for helping us out on this. It's been another very successful swimming weekend. Thank you very much indeed to all the officials. Thank you very much to all of the organisers. Lots of people behind the blue curtain up there who have been working tirelessly for weeks and weeks. Thank you so much for all the effort you put in to make this happen. Thank you to the AV team, After Dark, for the PA, and we will see you, if you're going to be around next weekend, it'll be the 1500s and relays, and I hope it all goes very well. In the meantime, I wish you a very good night and a safe journey home.